No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself, I felt it in.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's Thursday. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. I'm your host today, David. I got some guests with me. I got Carl, Trent, and Ty. What's going on, fellas?
So how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
What's up?
What's up, Ty?
Nothing, man. We're ready for the show to go.
Love the name, Ty.
Me too.
Okay. See how this gonna go today.
Oh, shots early. In case you guys don't know, we got a Michigan State fan with Carl, and we got two Penn State fans with Trent and Ty. So that's why, there's a little shot that was taken against Carl. Yeah. I got no say so right now. I'm a Hurricanes fan, and this season was forgettable. So
I guess I should have said tis this season except my team, huh?
Except our team. Neither one of our team made a bowl this year. But nah, man, I'm glad you guys are joined today. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so we can get more viewers. Share this so someone could. Dang, should have drunk some water. So you can get some people to watch the show. This is something that we haven't done at all. We're talking about college football. We always talk about NFL, NBA. So this is something new, something that I like to watch. I like to watch college football, something that I'm excited about. And of course, we have I just mentioned the NFL, NBA. We actually have chats for the NBA and NFL, and we have one for college football now. So if you are interested in getting into one of those, we get all the news and stuff for everything going on way before Bleacher Report. And plus, we got debates going there. We just had an NBA debate earlier about Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook. So trust me, it's something that you want to get into. So if you're interested in it, put your names in there in the chat, and then we're going to make sure that we put you in there. And comment. We're going to be watching. We're watching the comments. They're going to be posted as they're going on. So go ahead, make that comment section live. So for the first topic that we're going to talk about today is basically games that we want to see. I don't have any game in particular because, of course, University of Miami ain't in one, so I could care less. But Carl, I know you said that you had one that you were interested in. What was the game that you wanted to watch, my guy?
All right, let's start with a game. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. But let's start with a game that's actually tomorrow with the Sun Belt champ Troy taking on the Conference USA champ UTSA, or University of Texas San Antonio. Both come into the game at, I believe, 11-2. Both, I believe, won 10 straight. Troy, however, bolsters a really good defense, while UTSA bolsters a really high-power offense. So it's one of those battles, battle of a great offense versus a great defense. I'm going to roll with UTSA. Frank Harris, quarterback, one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch in college football this year. Very experienced guy, dual threat, can run and throw the ball. Led UTSA to back-to-back, I believe, Conference USA championships. Dynamic player. Also bolstered two receivers, Josh Cephas, who had 900 yards this year, and Zaire Franklin, who had well over 1,000 yards this year. Like I said, very high-power offense. So that's a really good way to start college bowl season tomorrow. And I forgot the name of the bowl, so excuse me, I have it pulled up. The Duluth Trading Cure Bowl at, I believe, 3:00.
Yeah, well, you just got me interested. I think I'm definitely going to tune into that game tomorrow. I know. I've definitely heard about Troy's defense. Troy's defense has been pretty good this year, so I definitely want to watch it. I'm more of a defensive guy, so if it's a great defense, I definitely gotta watch it. I gotta see what's going on.
For any gamblers out there, UTSA is favored by a point. I'm on that all day. Give me UTSA as the favorite. So just a little gambling nugget. Another game that I was interested in. Let me find the name of it because I don't remember. Excuse me. Um, the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Now I'm only interested in this game because my favorite. Well, I have a second favorite team, which I've explained before, which is South Carolina. I got accepted to grad school there. Grew up. My father lived in South Carolina, so I grew up watching greats like Sidney Rice, Stephon Gilmore. The list going on. Jadeveon Clowney. List goes on and on. So I am also a South Carolina fan. Shockingly, went 8-4 with Spencer Rattler at quarterback. Probably one of the best quarterbacks we had since Connor Shaw. Going against Notre Dame. Notre Dame boasts another great defense under Marcus Freeman. Also went 8-4. Offensively though, both teams, you don't know what you're gonna get offensively. Notre Dame more so than South Carolina because Notre Dame quarterback, it to me is just not it. I don't want to use the words I would normally use because we're on the show, so I'll just stick to that. He's not it. But they do have a good running back. They do have a good running game. But South Carolina can at times stop the run. Florida, don't bring up the Florida game. I know we gave up. I think 300 to 400 yards rushing against Florida, but that was in the swamp. All right, just chill. That's an outlier. But that's a good game. South Carolina has a decent defense. We might have some players not play, however, due to the draft. As much as I hate to say it, I might take Notre Dame in that game. I just think that defense is going to be too much for South Carolina offense. So I'm going to take Notre Dame.
Okay. Now that I think about it, there is a game that I actually kind of I am going to pretty much look at, and that's the Texas Tech Ole Miss game. I think that's going to be a real good game. The Texas Bowl. Texas Tech comes in at 7-5. Ole Miss is 8-4. You know, Lane Kiffin is there. He just signed another a contract to stay there for a while. And then it's Texas Tech. Texas Tech has always been a high power offense, so I think that's going to be a really good game to watch. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, I'm sorry, is a 3.5 favorite right now. So, you know, that's good, and that's actually that's on the 28th at 9 o'clock. I'm definitely going to make sure I tune into that game.
I just want to say a little something about that game. So Texas Tech actually has a better defense than what somebody who, you know, if you watch football, you don't really think defense when it comes to Big 12 or Texas Tech. They have a better defense than you would think, and that's behind a linebacker who I really like. And number one, Merriweather. I think he just flies around. He just finds the football wherever it is. He's there. You look who made a tackle. Number one, Merriweather. I do like Texas Tech defense, and I also on the opposite end, Ole Miss has a running back, a freshman, Judkins. He's a monster. Is that might be a good one, like David said. That might be one to watch.
Yeah. I had to think about it because I remember that Ole Miss had played someone in that bowl, but I didn't realize it was Texas Tech. And once I realized, I said, "Oh, he did. I gotta watch that game." So I'm definitely interested in that. Trent, I think you said that you had one that you wanted to look at. What was that one?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show as well. And I'm excited for all the games, man. I love college football. Everything we've mentioned so far. One non-New Year's Six bowl I'm really looking forward to is the Alamo Bowl. That's between the Washington Huskies and the Texas Longhorns. Washington is 10-2. Texas is 8-4. And for the gamblers out there, Texas is at about a 5-point favorite right now. Personally, I like Washington in this game.
Yes, sir. It's right.
But more interested in this game. A lot of people are calling it the Steve Sarkisian Bowl. Sarkisian is currently the coach at Texas, as many college football fans know, was at Washington for a while, kind of built that program to back to winning days there for a while and then had to leave. But as of right now, Texas starting running back Bijan Robinson, who is probably going to be the first running back taken this year, has not announced that he isn't playing yet. So I would like to see Robinson in that game. And then you're looking at the quarterback matchup between Quinn Ewers and Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix Jr. currently leading NCAA in passing yards. He's about 105 yards away from the single season school record. And I think it's just going to be a high scoring game. Both teams have stud players on defense. Jeremiah Martin for Washington, 8.5 sacks this year. And Texas linebacker Jalen Ford, 110 tackles this year. So a lot of talent all around the ball, both sides, a quarterback narrative, a coaching narrative. I think it's going to be a high scoring game where Washington comes out on top.
Yeah, I'm definitely that is a game I'm gonna watch too. Bijan Robinson has almost 1,600 rushing yards right now. He's 20 yards away from that, so it's if he plays, he's gonna get over 1,600 yards for the year.
Best
18
back in the country.
touchdowns, almost 300 carries. So he's been balling out. And Quinn Ewers is a quarterback that's been on the up and coming this year. So yeah, that's the game. That's a good game to watch.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers also been kind of struggling lately too. That's why I'm with Trent with Washington because he has been struggling. You
Yeah, I mean,
can't ride.
he only has 14 touchdowns and 6 picks, so it's not like he's been throwing a lot of touchdowns this year. So
You can rattle, bro, for sure.
yeah, he only has 1,800 passing yards at that. So
Sorry, Joe. I had to throw that out there. You can rattle Quinn Ewers. I'm so sorry.
yeah, but he does have a reliable receiver in Worthy. He has 9 touchdowns. So most of the touchdowns he's threw has been to Worthy. So it's not like he doesn't have any weapons. Just he got to play consistent.
And I'm also hearing Michael Penix. Is it true? I'm asking. Is it true Michael Penix can actually come back next year?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow. With his stats, I would think he's going to come out.
I don't know if he got a COVID year at Indiana or how that worked out, but
He did. Everybody did, but he played. I think after because I think him. I can't remember the other guy, but him and somebody else was like back and forth the year after because Penix had a down year after that COVID year because Penix balled really well that COVID year. The year after he had a down year and then he went to Washington.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Todd. Other than your Penn State game, I know you excited about that one. Is there any other game that you're interested in?
I'm interested in the Holiday Bowl, UNC versus Oregon. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game because you got bad defense against bad defense and high-scoring offense against high-scoring offense. Only problem with North Carolina, they don't have Josh Downs playing. But the good thing is that also Oregon don't have their top cornerback playing, so you get to see what Green can do without Downs. See what May and see if May can come back and see if Nick's going to be new Knicks or old Knicks. So.
Well, he's been new Knicks this year so far. I mean, they are 9-3. He's thrown for 27 touchdowns, 6 picks, about 3,400 passing yards. So he's been. And Drake May, they saying Drake May and Caleb Williams are better than all the quarterbacks coming out this year. So
I love Drake May.
Yeah,
side note,
he's nice. He's nice.
That's Luke May's younger brother that played basketball at North Carolina. That's his younger brother.
Oh, I thought they might be somewhat related. I just had a feeling. All right, so now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and just start talking about the New York Six Bowls.
Wait, hold on. Can I interject real quick? Because I thought somebody was going to touch on it, but nobody touched on the defensive game of the year. Iowa and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The no offense bowl.
31.5.
The over-under in that game is like Trent said, 31.5. And this is also a rematch from last year. They played last year, and they only put up 37 points. You have maybe Will Levis. I think Will Levis should play, even though all these. Huh?
He's not playing.
He's not?
Nah.
Oh, these scouts, man, they kill me. They have Will Levis. That's beside the point. You have Iowa, who bolsters a great defense every year versus, and I hope Chris Rodriguez plays because I do want to see Chris Rodriguez play one more game. But versus Chris Rodriguez and the Kentucky offense, who is just god awful, but has also another great defense. I'm only interested in that game to see if the over hits because I don't know.
We watched Army Navy last weekend.
Oh yeah, hey, that's true. That overhit. The overhit in overtime.
There's definitely not going to be a lot of scoring. I mean, Iowa's quarterback only has 5 touchdowns for the year.
God awful. Spencer Petras is god awful. Y'all think Will Levis is bad? Watch Spencer Petras play a game.
That is terrible. 5 touchdowns. He basically even 5 touchdowns, 5 picks. So every time he throw a touchdown, he throw a pick.
Spencer Petras is bad.
Wow, that is.
I saw a tweet today. It said Will Levis is finna get a whole front office fired.
yes, that is funny. That is funny, and it's true.
Yeah, I don't know what these scouts are seeing in Will Levis. I don't see it. I don't see it.
He's toolsy. He's quote unquote toolsy.
I think he has like all the physical things that they want from the quarterback.
I get it, but
whatever that means.
That don't mean anything. You gotta still be able to play. You gotta have all the tools. You gotta be able to play. So first game that we're going to talk about with these New York Six Bowls is the Orange Bowl between Tennessee and Clemson.
Oof.
Shout out to Tomo for the titles, by the way. He always comes up with the creative stuff. Who loves orange soda? You know who does. So, who do you? First of all, what do you guys think about this game, and who do you think is going to win this game? Carl, you first.
All right. So, the Orange Bowl featuring two teams that wear orange is funny to me, but I think I'm gonna go with Clemson only because the fact that they seem like they're gonna roll with Cole Klubnik over DJU. I think DJU is hopping into the transfer portal. And then Tennessee lost Herndon Hooker to ACL. So without Herndon Hooker, I just don't. They lost to Vandy. No. Tennessee lost the game after losing Herndon Hooker, and they were not supposed to lose. And I can't remember who it is right now. I think it was Vandy.
They beat Vandy, South Carolina.
Well, yeah, that too. I was shocked. That's what it was. I was shocked we beat South Carolina because that's when we had the whole drop your nuts thing. Yeah. After the press conference. Yes. You're right. So we were able to beat Tennessee. Tennessee's offense, I love Jalen Hyatt, but you got to give him, the quarterback has to give him the ball, and I don't know much about Tennessee's backup. Clemson has a really good defense. They always have a great defense. Offense, pretty poor, but I like Will Shipley. Will Shipley's a top back in college football. I think he'll be able to get his touches and get his money on the ground. Like I said, Cole Klubnik, I think he's going to be better for this Clemson offense than DJU was. So I'm going to roll with Clemson.
Yeah, DJU definitely shouldn't be playing because he's played too inconsistent all year. All year he's been inconsistent.
That Notre Dame game, what was that, 2 years ago when he came in for, was it Trevor? When Trevor Lawrence got hurt? Yeah. And he actually had a really good game. That's what happened. It was the year before NIL. He had the game against Notre Dame where he played really well. And then the next year, he had the NIL deal, I think, with Dr. Pepper or something like that, because he was like the first ones that had a commercial that following year. And that's what bolstered all this hype, and he just hasn't lived up to it.
Yeah, he definitely has. I thought he would be good because, if you look at the quarterbacks that Clemson's had, like Deshaun Watson, and the quarterback they had before him, I can't remember his name.
Taj Boyd.
That
was my guy.
Those were two good quarterbacks that they had at the time. And, of course, Trevor Lawrence. So I thought that he was going to follow in them, but
he followed Kelly Bryant.
Yeah, that's who he followed. He followed the wrong quarterback. And Jalen Hyatt, he just declared for the draft too. So I think that's going to be good for him. Going to the league, Jalen Hyatt, he's definitely a dynamic receiver. I felt like he might be one of the top receivers in the class. I'm not sure if Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he's not eligible yet.
Yeah, he can't.
If he was eligible, I think he would be the top receiver. Just as me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But Jalen Hyatt coming out, I think that's going to be exciting. I think Tennessee's going to win this game. Even though DJ's not going to be playing for Clemson, for some reason I just think Tennessee is just going to find a way to come out and win this game. Oh, and Hyatt's not playing? Oh man.
Yeah, that I was about to say. Yeah. I seen that comment. If he's not playing, I'm for sure going Clemson.
Never mind. Clemson's going to win. Not with the best receiver not playing. Yeah. What about you, Trent? What you think going to come out with this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Carl said, very fitting that it's the Orange Bowl and we got these two teams. The quarterback for Tennessee is going to be Joe Milton. He was the Michigan quarterback a few years back, went to Tennessee, got the job, lost the job. Now he's back with it. So Milton versus Klubnik. I thought Hyatt was playing. I didn't see anything that he was out yet, but maybe since he declared, he decided both. But either way, I have Clemson winning this game, mostly for the sole fact that Milton played Vanderbilt and Klubnik won the ACC championship game for him. And Dabo's been in this situation before in a bowl game like this. So I'm just kind of rolling with the experience and kind of what I've seen on paper. Healthy, I think this is a completely different game, but with the rosters that are being put on the field, I like Clemson.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take back about what I said about not knowing about Tennessee's backup. I didn't know they were still rolling with Joe Milton. Joe Milton is terrible. I know a lot about, bro. He sucks. I'm sorry. He is terrible. You can't hit a barn 5 feet away. So I'm definitely going Clemson now.
Yeah, Clemson's basically a touchdown favorite. So
that's it? Okay.
That's all that. 6.5 favorites.
Lock it.
Hey, you hear that, bettors? Lock it in. If you want to bet, lock it in. Sounds like you got an easy one. Ty, I ain't hear nothing from you. What you think about this game?
Let me see. No Hooker, no Hyatt. You got Milton playing starting quarterback. That's a hard choice. Jeez, man. I think we'll Clemson because Milton's only had like probably 2 good games in his life. So
That's nice.
So ooh,
That's a compliment.
Yeah,
If we liked
we had
Milton.
a good game against Michigan State, but they lost. So
yeah, I'm not too familiar with him. I'm just going off of what y'all said. If y'all say he's terrible, then I'm almost certain
He's terrible. Trust me, as Big Ten folk, we know.
Yeah, I'm in the ACC, so I don't know. So on to the next game. Alabama versus Kansas State. Bam, no burger, Kool-Aid, no sugar.
Am I starting this one off too?
It's the Sugar Bowl, guys. Ty, I'm gonna start off with you, man. What do you expect from this game? You think Alabama gonna come out and win, or you think Kansas State gonna upset?
That's a hard one. This is real hard one because Kansas State got a good defense, but Alabama been kind of struggling. But I'm gonna go with Bama because hold on, what you call it playing is
Bryce Young?
Yeah, is he playing?
Yeah, I have no idea.
As of right now, yeah.
It all depends if he plays or not. If he plays, they're gonna win. If he don't play, they're gonna lose. All depends on that. If he plays, they win. If he don't play, they definitely losing.
I don't know. I mean, Alabama's been famous for having their backup quarterback and come in and win. So I wouldn't say that would be the case. But as far as I know, he's playing. I didn't hear anything saying that he wasn't going to play. So Bryce Young should be out there. I'm
gonna go Bama
then. What about you, Trent?
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with Bama. Kansas State looked good in that Big 12 championship game, but I think that had a little bit more to do with TCU just kind of running out of gas. Hughes Vaughn is a great running back for Kansas State, so he's a player to watch. I think Kansas State's going to be a little more hungry in this game and want to win this game, but I just think whether it's first string, second string, or third string, Alabama's just going to have more athletes on the field at more times. And if Bryce Young is playing, he's clearly the best player on the field. So with that, I'm taking Bama. But I wouldn't be shocked to see Kansas State stay in this game.
Yeah, Alabama's only a 3-point favorite, so they're expecting it to be close. They definitely expect it to be a battle. So that's a lot of respect for Kansas State. And, you would think that a SEC school versus someone outside the SEC would be a big lead as far as maybe a touchdown favorite, but they're definitely respecting Kansas State right now.
Yeah, shout out K-State. They were a fun team to watch all year. I mean, like I said, Deuce Vaughn, the running back, Will Howard, the quarterback. They were kind of got lost in the sauce with the Big 12 bias, but they were a fun team all year.
Yeah, I mean they finished 10-3, so it's not like they haven't played well at all. They had they're the number 9 seed overall, so they ended the year as a top 10 team. So they definitely play well. What about you, Carl?
I'm rolling with K-State, man. I love K-State. I've been low-key a K-State fan since Tyler Lockett and Colin Klein, who Colin Klein now plays for as offensive coordinator for K-State. I love K-State. Deuce Vaughn. I'm glad Trent brought up Deuce Vaughn. One of my favorite backs to watch in college for a while now. I call him mini Darren Sproles. Well, ironically, went to Kansas State. I like Julius Brents. Julius Brents is one of my favorite corners in football. He's nice. I think he's one of the top corners in football. Bama doesn't boast really a great receiving core. As we joked in the chat, 3 of their 6 players hopping in transfer portal are receivers. If Bryce Young don't play, I'm for sure going K-State because Bryce Young had to make magic with that receiving core all year. Kansas State, like Ty said, has a really good defense. I don't think Bama is going to be able to throw the ball on Kansas State as easy. And then we seen Kansas State against Texas hold Bijan. No, sorry, wrong game. That was TCU. I'm so sorry. I'm jumping the gun. But anyway, quick question. Y'all remember Bama in the Sugar Bowl 8 years ago?
No.
They played against Trevor Knight in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Nick Saban doesn't really take non-BCS bowls seriously. If it's not like for a championship, Nick Saban really doesn't care. So that's leading me to believe that he'll probably tell Bryce Young not to play. Just focus on making it to the league. He's the ranked a number one overall prospect. Obviously the best quarterback to me anyway. Obviously the best quarterback coming out in the draft. And it's funny enough, like I said, it was the Sugar Bowl 8 years ago against a Big 12 school. 2022-23 Sugar Bowl, Big 12, Kansas State, Alabama. I'm gonna roll with K-State. I'm gonna roll with history. Also, Malik Knowles is a receiver for K-State to watch. I kind of like, bro. He don't really have the statistics, but I like, bro.
Yeah, I mean they got him right here. He only has 2 touchdowns for the year, but I mean his quarterback only has 15, so it's not like Howard has been throwing the ball a lot.
Well, yeah, and that's what I also meant to touch on. So Will Howard wasn't the starter the whole year. It was actually Adrian Martinez, who was more of a run guy than a pass guy. Anybody that remembers at Nebraska, he's more of a runner. So Will Howard, who I actually didn't like, I didn't like Will Howard when he took over for Skylar Thompson last year. I think Will Howard last year was the reason why K-State didn't have a fighting chance. Well, they had a fighting chance, but that's to me was the reason why they didn't win the Big 12. If Skylar Thompson would have stayed healthy, K-State might be back-to-back Big 12 champions. So I didn't like Will Howard, but what a difference a year makes.
Almost like my boy Brock Purdy.
Hey,
that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I just thought I had to throw that out there since he played for
I respect it.
Well, since Carl was throwing out Kansas State greats, I'm gonna just throw in Josh Freeman real quick.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Quarterback, baby. That's my QB.
Yes, sir. Tampa Bay.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely remember Josh Freeman. I remember him. Man, Bryce Young. I definitely. I expect him to be the first overall pick. I expect him to get drafted by the Texans. But the only thing is, I don't think Nick Saban's going to tell him not to play. That's not the kind of coach Nick Saban is. Most of the time, he gets upset when players don't play or leave early. So I think more than likely he's going to want Bryce Young to play.
Yeah.
Now, whether he takes his game serious or not, I don't know. But I think he's gonna want Bryce Young to play.
I think his quote today was, "We'll coach who's there," or something like that, like something real smart and like
condescending, kind of.
Yeah. They asked him about it.
I really don't think Bro cares. If it's nothing related to national championship, I don't think he cares.
Yeah, that could be true. He one thing about Nick Saban is he wants to win a national championship. If it ain't a national championship, it don't matter. So now we got to talk about the Cotton Bowl. I'm actually surprised that Tulane was actually put in here, but I didn't pay attention to Tulane this year. We all know USC was fighting in the playoff, but of course they lost to TCU in the Pac-12 championship game. So we got Tulane versus USC in the Cotton Bowl, man. Trent, I'm gonna start with you. First, what are your thoughts on Tulane being in this game, and then what do you think this outcome is going to be?
Well, I love the fact that Tulane's in this game. They got put in this game because they were the best Power 5 school. So they were Group of 5. I'm sorry, yeah, Group of 5. So that's how they got the bid to go to the Cotton Bowl. But I mean, a great team. I love what the coach there has done, Coach Willie Fritz. He's a guy who was actually probably going to leave the program before this year. Was getting offers from, I think, like Georgia Tech and smaller ACC schools, but decided to stay, kind of build with what he had. And I think USC still has a lot of question marks around him. I don't know if Caleb Williams is going to play this game due to that injury in the Pac-12 championship. And then just the sole fact that he just won the Heisman and probably just might relax per his coach's request. This is Tulane's first New Year's Six game since 1940.
Jeez.
So I think Tulane is going to play this game. We were just talking about the game not meaning a lot to Saban. I think this game means everything to Tulane. And for that reason, I like them to beat USC in the Cotton Bowl.
I'm actually shocked you picked Tulane. I haven't paid attention to Tulane this year, so I wouldn't know. I automatically see the name and I'm picking USC. So that's just what I'm used to. I wouldn't be shocked if Tulane wins just because of everything you said, but I personally think USC is going to win. That's just because it's USC. That's just me. Carl, what about you?
So, first of all, I'm a shout out to NCAA or whoever's responsible for having the highest ranked Group of 5 school experience in New Year's Six Bowl. I think that's real. That's real tough. That's tough because besides that, they really want to have an opportunity to experience something like that, and that brings money to the school, notoriety to the school. I really do like that nuance to college football. So shout out. But with that being said, I kind of want to piggyback off what Trent said because Travis died for USC, already gone for the year. Caleb Williams had a bad injury. He could barely move by the time that Utah game was over. He might chill, like Trent said. We can get ready for next year, try to win the national championship next year. Tulane gonna have that hunger, that fire. Just like you said, that first time experience in the New Year's Six Bowl since 1940. Who knows when we're gonna get back to this? This might be our last opportunity for a long time. So, they're going to come with that grit. And they already bolster a really good defense. Tulane defense is probably one of the best Group of 5 defenses in the country. They have a solid quarterback in Michael Pratt. He's real solid. I've been watching him for a couple of years now. But with all that being said, they are going against an offensive juggernaut head coach in Lincoln Riley. He has offensive juggernaut receivers. Now, another question I don't know, and if anybody knows, you can answer this, is Jordan Addison playing? Jordan Addison, is he playing for USC?
I don't know, but I would be shocked if he did.
Because the only reason why I asked, because last year when Kenny Pickett didn't play for Pitt against us in that Peach Bowl, Jordan Addison did play, and he torched MSU. Oh, my God, did he kill us. But we won the game. Cal Holiday pick to seal the game. But, yeah, so I wouldn't be shocked if he plays because he missed a couple games early. He showed last year that he will play. So, if he plays, I still might take USC minus the 1.5 just because Lincoln Riley is a great offensive head coach. The defense does have question marks for USC, but I think it will suffice enough if Caleb Williams play. I want to say USC, but I want to change my answer to Tulane. You know what? I'm gonna go with the underdog. Everybody loves a good underdog story. I'm gonna go Tulane. That defense and Michael Pratt. I'm gonna go with Tulane.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean they did finish with the same record, so it's identical 11-2 records. And USC is only a 2.5 favorite right now. So
yeah, that's probably because of the news of whether Caleb Williams is playing or not.
Yeah, I mean that was a bad injury against Utah. It looked like he could barely walk.
Yeah,
he could barely walk during that game, and then it was just he was literally on his last legs. There was not much he could do. It was him or no one else.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. Once he was hurt, that was it.
Yes, sir. Utah just took full advantage.
They definitely did, and they won that game, and deservingly so. Ty, what do you think about this game?
That sounds all good. They're saying Tulane gonna win, but I don't think Tulane gonna win. Reason why I don't think Tulane's gonna win is because Tulane's run defense. Even though USC is a passing team, they still get you said Dye not playing, but they still got Jones. So I think Jones will probably this is last year anyway, so he's probably gonna show off and do something this game because Tulane defense not good at running defense. So they're going like Tomo said, as long as they run the ball, they got it. If they run the ball, they're gonna lose. Yeah. I'm not worried about I don't know if Addison playing or not, but they got him listed as playing. But even if he doesn't play or does play, then they're gonna run the ball and win the game that way.
Now we get to the game that you wanted to talk about. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Ty. The Rose Bowl game. Penn State versus Utah. We just talked about Utah beating USC in the Pac-12 championship game. And now we got Penn State against Utah. Penn State finished the season 10-2, Utah 10-3, Pac-12 champs. And Utah is a 2.5 favorite right now.
I'm glad they are.
Lock it.
Lock it. Okay. You're gonna lose your money, all right, but do that too. But that game I definitely got us winning. Reasons why I got us winning. One is they don't have their top receiver playing, which is their tight end. You're not playing this game. Yeah.
Okay, not playing?
Yeah. Their cornerback's not playing this game. And also their running back's not playing this game.
Wait, which one? Bernard not playing?
What's his name?
Thomas?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thomas? Oh my.
He's not playing. Yeah, he's not playing this game. So all we got is Porter out and we got Parker out. So other than that, I think we're gonna win that game because then we're gonna also another reason we're gonna win that game. This is Clifford's last game, and this is his chance to get in the top 10. if Will Levis can get a top 10, I think he get in top 10.
Hey, I don't disagree with you on that.
I disagree. Will Levis didn't be there either.
He can be the Purdy. He can be Mr. Irrelevant. No matter. As long as he get drafted, don't matter.
Undrafted free agent out of Penn State.
Nah.
Clifford
Might be the last pick. I don't care. As long as he get picked, he'll be all right. I think we're gonna win this game. But the only problem with us in this game is our defense in the second half. And Utah has a good offense. So we like against Michigan and Ohio State, we allowed double digits in the second half.
And us.
And we only like the rest of the games, we allowed 18 points a game. But in those two games, we allowed 25 points in the second half, and then 31 points in the second half against Ohio State. So that's the only thing that scares me right there is our defense in the second half.
Put up 14. Hey, that's double digits, Ty.
You know he got put on for his MSU Nights. You know he got to.
I know. True.
Go ahead, Carl. I'm gonna let you go ahead and chime in on this game.
Sorry, David. Y'all got to earn this back. I'm going Utah. I'm going Utah. I'm sorry. I love Cam Rising. I don't know how Cam Rising is going to be as a pro. Somebody asked me that like before the season, or because a Florida Gator fan asked me that, Florida played Utah to start the season. I don't know how Cam Rising is going to be as a pro, but I know this. I love Cam Rising as a collegiate quarterback. The moxie, the fire he plays with, the I don't give a damn he played with. He's going to fight for every yard. He's going to scrap. I just love the mentality Cam Rising has. I'm about to Google which running back is not playing because that was a shock. Huh?
We're doing it right now.
Cool. Ty's going to give us the update of who's not playing for Utah. I'm still taking Utah. Utah defense is normally one of the better defenses of a non-defensive Pac-12. Utah's back-to-back Pac-12 champions. Utah been in the Rose Bowl last year and was actually up, I believe, 3 touchdowns on Ohio State before Ohio State just stormed back with Marvin Harrison and Julian Fleming. No. Was Marvin Harrison and JSN, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, JSN went crazy. Didn't he have like 300 or something like that?
Yeah. I think he set the record, Rose Bowl record.
Yeah, I think JSN went crazy that game. So yeah, but Utah has experience. They were literally there last year, coaching. I would think that y'all would agree they have the better coaching over James Franklin. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Kincaid being out really sucks. I'm not gonna lie. He's probably one of the better tight ends in college football. He's not the best. The best is in Georgia. Ain't nobody touching, bro. Go ahead, Ty.
Tavian Thomas.
Oh, God, that's actually who I was hoping played over Bernard. Tavian Thomas is nice. But with all that being said, I'm gonna take Utah. I'm gonna lay the 2.5. I might just take a money line, to be honest. I don't know about laying the points. I might just take a money line. Yeah.
Nah, you gotta quit that. That belongs to us. Whether we good or not, that belongs to us. Trent, go ahead. You the other Penn State fan.
Yes, sir.
I'm almost certain I know who you picking, but just go ahead and tell me.
Well, I will say a lot of what I wanted to say has already been touched on. Obviously, no Thomas and no Phillips for Utah, no Porter Jr. and no Parker Washington for Penn State. But to me, this game is really interesting because Utah obviously wants to win this game. They were in it last year. And the last time Penn State was in the Rose Bowl, we just got absolutely heartbroken by USC. So I think both teams really want to win this game, which is why I'm excited to watch this game. It's one of the few, other than obvious reasons, I think it's one of the few bowl games where even though there are a couple opt-outs, it's still two teams that really want to fight to win with young rosters. This game for me as a Penn State fan is really about two people, and that's Nick Singleton and Katron Allen.
I was going to bring that up.
The two running backs for Penn State, two freshman running backs. They're known in the Big Ten. They're known by college football fans, but I'm hoping that this is kind of their national coming out party. We saw a few years back in 2016, Saquon Barkley with that, mesmerizing run in the Rose Bowl. So I'm really just looking forward to a running back moment like that from one of the two freshmen.
I hope one of them hop in the transfer portal.
Nah, don't do that.
And yeah, them two freshman running backs, nice. If you don't know that, they are nice.
You trying to
get that quarterback? I don't trust, man. Sean Clifford going to throw. I think this is me being honest. I think Sean Clifford's going to throw 2. to that Utah defense. I really do. Unless they come in the game plan where they're going to pound the run. I think he's going to throw too.
They should, man. Singleton's a good running back, so you definitely
both of them. Both of them are nice.
The guy who the Utah corner who leads he's like second in the country in picks isn't playing Phillips.
Yep. Yeah, I know. But I'm more so saying Sean Clifford is
right. Well, no, I know. But still, I wouldn't be shocked, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised to see. I would be interested to see what Ty has to say. I don't know. Do you think they put Alar in the second half?
That's your guy.
What's
all
up?
Depends on the score. All depends on the score.
That's your guy, ain't it, Ty?
So what if we're losing? What if we're losing at half?
You putting him in.
Okay.
Then you ain't gonna let your man ride out his last collegiate game?
No. I'm trying to win. I don't care.
Zero confidence in Clifford, man.
Oh yeah, I did have one question. Why is Parker Washington not playing? Is he really that boasted already, or is he hopping in the transfer portal?
No, he's going to declare for the draft.
Yeah, draft.
But his stock is that high?
Yeah.
He'll probably. I think like third, like late second round, like third round might be like his ceiling.
Is it mainly because of that Ohio State game?
I think it's more or less because his size.
Oh.
Statistically, if you look, it's not all that great. Yeah. But so that's why I thought he would need this game.
There's a lot of people that questioned him leaving.
Yeah, I'm one of them. That's why I'm asking.
No, it's not. You're not wrong.
Only has 600 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns for the year. Not even 50 catches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Statistics aren't all that great. That's why I'm shocked. Like he's not playing.
Yeah, the you talking about Kincaid? He has more across the board.
Kincaid is Kincaid. He nice.
Man, is he coming out in draft too?
Yeah,
Kincaid?
Yeah.
He
gonna draft.
It's just he might be the best tight end in the draft because Brock Bowers can't come out.
I wonder where he's gonna go.
But yeah,
definitely wonder where he's gonna go.
If Bowers could come out, it would be 1,000% Bowers. And then the crazy thing is Georgia has a freshman tight end who's just as good as Brock Bowers.
Isn't the Notre Dame tight end pretty? Isn't
Michael Meyer? Yeah, he's pretty nice too.
Yeah, I just don't like Notre Dame. So
Me either.
He does.
Nobody. Yes. We can all agree. Nobody likes Notre Dame.
Rudy was offsides.
All right, man. Before we get into the more important games, the playoff games. Yes, the playoff games.
Yes, Ty. Yes, they are more important.
All right. Sorry to burst your bubble, sir. Before we do that, I want you guys to make sure you like and subscribe. Follow the YouTube, channel, Facebook. We're on Instagram, TikTok. So make sure you do whatever you can to follow on those. Share this video. We still got about 15 minutes left before we finish this show. We got 2 more topics to talk about. Well, 3 actually. But we're talking about the 2 games coming up in the playoffs and then the national championship. We want you guys to make sure you continue to use that comment section. We definitely see everything that's going on. We see a lot of people picking Bama automatically. So we see you. We see you guys. And we have an NFL and NBA chat on Instagram. So if you're interested in being in there, put your name in the comments on your Instagram, and we're going to make sure we add you to the chats so you can get updates like we do, and you also get the debate, and you get to meet guys like Trent and Carl, myself, and Ty, and of course Tomo and Joe. So of course, come on, guys, just do whatever you can, and then enjoy the rest of the show. Like I said, we only got 3 topics left, and I think they're going to be the most exciting ones out of all of them. So the very first game of the playoffs, it's the Fiesta Bowl. We got TCU versus Michigan. TCU had a great game, their last game of the season, and then Michigan is the only other undefeated team other than Georgia. And Michigan made Ohio State look like goofy. They weren't prepared. So Michigan showed something, and I'm not a Michigan fan, but I'm a fan of Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh used to be a head coach for the San Francisco 49ers, so I have a little soft spot for him. So I'm excited about this game simply because Jim Harbaugh's in it, and he actually has a chance to be in the national championship game. And I expect him to win. I actually think Michigan's going to win this game and go to the national championship. I'm not going to say who's going to win the other game, but I definitely think Michigan is going to win this game and beat TCU and go to the national championship. And Jim Harbaugh has a chance to win his first national championship. That's my take on this right now. Ty, I'm gonna come to you first. Who do you think is gonna win this game? I know you're a Penn State fan.
I don't like to say this, but I got Michigan winning this game.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but I had to say it because I hope their running back plays.
Who, Blake?
Corm, yeah, hope he plays.
He's out for season.
Oh Jesus, they lost. Okay, I can change it now. TCU wins. Yeah, Corm out. TCU wins.
Yeah, Corm is a big miss, man. But they still handled Ohio State well without him, even when he got hurt in the game. So I think Michigan still has a chance to win this game. Carl, they might. Carl, what you think?
All right, y'all normally don't see me on here being real biased, but today is the day, baby. I'm going real hater mode. Yeah, I know I'm a Michigan State fan. Hate Michigan with all my heart. Going TCU. I need them to lose. I need my family members to be upset. I'm going to talk so much trash if they lose. I'm actually going to see my father tomorrow, and I hope he cries. New Year's. It'll be a happy New Year's to me if Michigan loses. If coach is in this chat, ban him for a second. All right, so but no, really, honestly, I do think TCU have a shot. Max Duggan's been playing well all year, and I just wanted to touch on this real quick. Sonny Dykes deserves no credit for Max Duggan doing what he do this year because he didn't start him to start the season after Max Duggan had a good year last year. He started Chandler Morris. Chandler Morris played poor against Colorado to start the season. They went to Max Duggan and never looked back, even though I thought Max Duggan should have started the whole year. With that being said, TCU defense has actually stepped it up minus the Big 12 game. Lately, like I was talking about earlier, I jumped the gun. They held Bijan Robinson in check when they played Texas. I've never seen Bijan be held in check like that ever until that game. Quinn Ewers looked bad. Sorry, Joe, against TCU. I don't like J.J. McCarthy. I think J.J. McCarthy, anything over 15 yards is good luck. Now, granted, you can bring up the Ohio State game. Ohio State, to me, is just too much finesse. They don't have no dog. And recently, they haven't had a defense. So, Michigan just took advantage of the fact that they're more smash mouth than Ohio State. And just took over. Now, granted, Cornelius Johnson didn't know who he was before the Ohio State game, had 2 monster touchdowns. I don't see TCU giving that up. I think Michigan's going to have to work for every yard. Donovan Edwards is going to have to bring his A game. And I don't like to compare games, but if you look at how Michigan and Illinois ended, Illinois has a really good defense. Illinois actually has the corner I thought should have won the Jim Thorpe award and Witherspoon. Yeah, I know, Ty. I know you're going to say Joey Porter. I think it was Witherspoon from Illinois. But Illinois has a really good defense. And it showed. They held Michigan to 19 points. It was actually a really close game. If Illinois had a better offense, minus Chase Brown, who's a dog, they might have actually won that game. TCU, I love Quentin Johnston. I think he's one of the top 5 receivers in the draft this year. I love Kendre Miller. Oh, I love Kendre Miller. He runs hard. He runs with a purpose, and he can break one every now and then. I think the defense holds J.J. McCarthy. Michigan has a good tight end in them. He doesn't really do much in that offense. And Schoonmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Schoonmaker, you're right.
Yeah. Schoonmaker, he's a decent tight end, but offensively on the outside, I don't really trust Michigan weapons, nor do I, like I said, trust J.J. McCarthy. Now, Michigan, I hate to say it, but Michigan does have a cornerback I like in DJ Turner. I think DJ Turner is one of the top corners in college football as well, so I would like to see that matchup with DJ Turner and Quentin Johnston. But overall, I'm going to take TCU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miller has 17 touchdowns for the year.
He runs hard.
Over 1,300 yards, so he got to be doing something right in TCU if he got 17 touchdowns. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that matchup. And Max Duggan has played awesome this year.
And TCU has the Jim Thorpe Award winner and Tomlinson Eccles.
You're right. They do. But Max Duggan, man, I've been watching him almost all season, man. It seems like he improves every single game. It's like every game he steps up. He shows more poise in the pocket. He does whatever he needs to do to help his team win. I'm definitely excited to watch Max Duggan play this game. I wouldn't be surprised if TCU wins, but like I said, I'm rooting for Jim Harbaugh, so that's why I'm picking Michigan.
Ooh.
What about you, Trent? I want to hear your thoughts on this game.
Yeah, everything said so far, I agree with. I'm struggling to pick a winner in this game. You could tell me TCU would win, and I would agree with you for a lot of the reasons Carl just exploited. And then Michigan, I'm going to give the slight nod to. I agree with you, David, as far as Harbaugh goes. I like that coaching matchup. And the only thing that really scares me about TCU is their size in the trenches. So I know Robinson struggled against TCU, but I just feel like we've seen it doesn't matter who's running really behind that line. I mean, not obviously Corum's one of the best running backs out there, and Edwards is no slouch, but it kind of seems like they can still run that offense at will, solely based on the size that they have up front and on the other side of the ball. Everyone thought Aiden Hutchinson leaving would kind of demolish that pass rush, and we've seen so far that that's not the case. So if TCU can figure it out up front, I think they do have a great chance to throw the ball against this Michigan defense, but I don't think Dugan's going to have enough time to operate the way he wants to.
Yeah, Michigan lost him and Ojabo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Michigan offensive line is tough though.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
That's a really good. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that you brought it up because I definitely forgot about the offensive line. That offensive line is nasty. So it's one of the best offensive lines in the league. Not too college, but football. So
yeah, I'm not gonna go full hater. Yeah, that defensive line by committee this year is actually really good. But is Mozzie Smith playing? Because I know he had that gun case. Is he actually playing?
That I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I don't know. No idea.
D tackle.
I know the DN that filled in for the new guy for Hutchinson, the guy that plays same side as Hutchinson that had all the sacks this year. He's playing.
Yeah.
All right, and then the very next game, the other playoff game that's important, number 1 Georgia versus number 4 Ohio State. Now we just said Ohio State got blown out by Michigan, so we saw how that went, how that ended for them, and then Georgia has been Georgia all year. I mean, Georgia's been the best team from start to finish. They've been pretty much dominant in the SEC, dominant against teams outside of the SEC. I don't know who's going to pick Ohio State over Georgia, but it ain't going to be me. So I want to hear you guys' cases on that. Trent, I'm going to start with you. You think Ohio State can pull an upset, or it's no chance?
Well, I'm not going to say there's no chance. That I guess that would be a little crazy, but I think hopefully CJ Stroud brought Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley a gift basket to that Heisman Trophy show, because we're talking about a team that just got pretty much embarrassed at home against the one game they look forward to a year, and that's not even me being a hater. That's just facts. So I don't think Ohio State wins this game. I think Georgia, Stetson Bennett, and that offense is rolling. We obviously know the Georgia defense identity. Marvin Harrison Jr., I feel like he is going to be a player that can take over, but at the same time, Kirby Smart's smart enough to kind of draw up a game plan to neutralize him. I just don't see how Ohio State really gets down the field effectively after struggling against a Michigan defense. I think that Georgia defense is even more loaded. So after watching that offense struggle the way they did against Michigan, I just don't see a scenario where they get enough points on the board to outscore Georgia. So I think Georgia wins this game by 10, 15 plus.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, honestly. That Georgia defense is just – I don't see what Ohio State's going to do to be able to score enough points to beat them. And after what happened to Michigan, I don't see how anyone would pick Ohio State over Georgia, because Georgia has a better defense than them, and they've been more consistent than Michigan this year as far as their offense. Like Carl said earlier, they have the best tight end in the country. And Stetson Bennett has been in college for who knows how long, about 8-10 years. And I mean, he did just win a national championship last year, and they're still on the high right now. So I definitely see that that's going to happen with Georgia beating Ohio State at least by 2 touchdowns. That's what I see. Carl, what you think?
I think whoever made the betting spread at Georgia -6.5 lost their mind. Because I don't know how it's not higher than that. Like I said earlier, Ohio State is too finesse. Georgia is going to smack them in the mouth early, and they're going to just cruise. I think they'll cruise to a win. I think Stetson Bennett might. If Georgia's feeling frisky, Stetson Bennett might come out firing. I mean, that's not normally Georgia's MO, but like I said, Ohio State doesn't really have a defense. Georgia, that's if they feeling frisky though. Georgia sticks to the game plan, just run the ball all day. I don't think Ohio State has an answer. CJ Stroud, I still kind of have my reservations about him. He's a really good quarterback, but he misses high a lot. I noticed it a couple times his last year, and I think 2 years ago. No, not COVID. I think that was Fields. But last year, I noticed it early on. I think when they lost to Oregon, I noticed it. So he will miss high if you put pressure on him, or if you rattle him, he'll miss high a lot. I do think Marvin Harrison Jr. will pose a problem to Georgia, but at the same time, is CJ Stroud going to have time to get the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr.? I just don't see Ohio State winning this game against this bolstered Georgia defense, and Georgia with Brock Bowers is a mismatch probably for anybody on Ohio State. You match that with the 2-3 tight end personnel runs they have, and they can pass out of it. Like I said, they have a backup freshman tight end who's just as nice as Brock Bowers. So, give me Georgia.
Yeah. Ty.
I'm going to go with my home team. I'm going to go with Georgia.
So you're home. You know what? You live in Georgia, so
yeah.
I'm gonna let you have that. Your home team is Maryland, but it's all good. It's all good. You moved to Georgia, you're in a new home now, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Georgia. All the things they said. Ohio State's defense not that good. Georgia is Georgia. Georgia's defense is crazy good. So and then Ohio State struggled against Michigan defense. They definitely gonna struggle against Georgia defense. So.
Yeah, that was my whole thoughts. I was like, man, you struggle against Michigan. I know you're gonna struggle against Georgia. Like it's Georgia.
Yeah,
they ain't coming in to play no games.
Not at all.
They got too much experience.
Too much experience. They still got players that was on that national championship last year. That's back, and then it's Georgia. I mean, what more do I gotta say? It's Georgia. They're not. Ohio State's not winning this game. I'll be utterly shocked if Ohio State wins this game.
I'd be shocked if Ohio State covers.
Yeah, I'll be shocked too. I don't think it's going to be 6.5. I think it's going to be more than that for sure. So that leads us to the national championship. It looks like you guys got Georgia and TCU.
I do.
I got Georgia and Michigan.
Yeah, David and I got Georgia and Michigan.
So if it comes down to Georgia and Michigan, who you picking?
Me?
This is you first, but I'm asking everyone.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I have Georgia, Michigan. I'm gonna get sick saying this. I think if it comes down to a Georgia Michigan final, I do think the Michigan Wolverines will be this year.
Get them out of here. Get them out of here.
And it pains me to say this so much. I got the Big Ten boys here, but the only reason I say that is because in any sport, doesn't matter what it is, we know how hard it is to go back to back. And I do think if Michigan gets past TCU and Georgia gets past Ohio State, I feel like this will be the first game that Georgia plays this year where the team on the field, they are not 10 times better than. And I think you factor that into not winning back to back, and you look at the size of the Michigan O-line, like we talked about, they can match up with Georgia's size a little bit better in the trenches. And I think Edwards, McCarthy will figure a way to get it done. And with that said, I believe Michigan, as much as it pains me to say it, I think Michigan will finally upset Georgia, or Georgia will finally get upset, if you even want to call that an upset.
Upset for sure.
Yeah, but I believe they'll get their back-to-back hearts broken in the national championship game.
Bold prediction. So I'm already guessing. I know who you picking, Carl. If it comes down to that, I know you picking Georgia.
Oh, for sure, Georgia. I'm sorry. If I ain't believing JJ McCarthy against anybody, I'm a daggone sure not believe against in them against Georgia. They're gonna probably sell out and stop the run and force him to be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I think Michigan only has a chance to win if Ohio State somehow beats Georgia. I think that's the only way Michigan can win. But I don't know. I just think Georgia's too good. I think Georgia's too good to lose against Michigan, even though I think they are somewhat evenly matched as far as the overall team. But I'm gonna believe in Stetson Bennett more than JJ McCarthy. Ty, I'm guessing you picking Georgia too.
Of course, because because one, no Quorum. Quorum has 18 touchdowns on that team. McCarthy only due for 20. So they're losing a lot of points. Quorum being guy losing a lot of points. So I don't see him scoring enough against Georgia.
Well, you said McCarthy threw 20 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
He got the 20?
Yeah, Quorum ran for 18. So
I'm shocked he did that.
Yeah, I think he threw 20 touchdowns and only 3 picks this year.
Yeah. I'm not really shocked about the 3 picks. He don't really throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field, but 20 touchdowns. Ooh, that's a shocker.
Sounds like Jimmy G, but no, we talking about college football. So if it's TCU versus Georgia, who you picking?
Georgia.
Carl, you first.
Georgia.
Oh, is it consensus?
I have Georgia winning it all. I'm sorry. They just honestly look like the best team in college football, hands from top to bottom.
Yeah, that's pretty much my whole thing. Like I said, I want to see Jim Harbaugh get to the national championship and possibly win, but I just don't think it's going to happen against Georgia. I just don't think so.
Georgia's the Ravens if Jim Harbaugh makes it.
Hopefully the lights.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully the lights don't go off at halftime.
Wow, y'all hurting my heart now, man. I definitely didn't want to remember that.
Side note, this is kind of what it's like in the chat. So
yeah, exactly.
This is absolutely what it's like in the chat. Y'all don't know how many times they've hurt me bringing up that 2012 season. Man, that was heartbreaking. And then 2019 with Jimmy G, man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it at that, man. But I appreciate you guys for coming on the show today. I appreciate all the comments that we had. I feel like this was a really good show. It's not the last college football show that we're going to do. We're definitely going to do another one. I feel like this is really good. Hopefully, we get some more people that can come on. Definitely glad that you guys were able to come on and give your thoughts. Gave me more information that I didn't know before about a certain team, so I definitely appreciate it. The energy was good, so I want to get some last words in before we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in order how we did the first time. So Carl, last words for the show.
All right, so it's only right since we're talking about college football to say RIP Mike Leach. I'm so sorry, RIP Mike Leach, coach for Texas Tech, Mississippi State, Washington State, and I know it's a list of other schools. I don't know all of them, but really good college football coach, more so of an offensive minded coach. RIP to him, and shout out to the players at Mississippi State that still wanted to play the ball game against Illinois to honor their coach. So that speaks volumes. So. As always, thanks for having me on. And it's not the season for MSU this year, but we'll be back next year. Come on, Brennan Armstrong. Come to MSU, baby.
He pushing hard. He recruiting like the Cowboys out for OBJ.
Yes, sir. I need it.
All right. So, Trent, last words, man.
Yeah, man. Once again, thanks for having me. Always enjoy hopping on here and having the opportunity to talk about sports, college football today. Great show. Also, rest in peace, Mike Leach. Also, prayers up to all the families affected by the horror at University of Virginia. I know there's a lot of us in here from the DMV area, so that's sad. So prayers with them. Other than that, man, all I got to say is let's go State. Smell the roses. I hope everyone has a happy holiday, and thanks for having me.
Ty.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks for having me. Like everybody said already, and also RIP and Mike Leach. Well, what I want to leave with is thank God no MSU this year. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
They finally tied up the the series. So it's cute.
Yo, I just want to make it a point where Ty and Carl bring me so much joy because I like Ty. Like Ty is everything I want to say as a Penn State fan, but just no, I can't because people will roast me. But Ty is just like I don't care. Like,
He does not
care.
It's cute. They tied the series. They've done all this work, and
Ty will tell you Clifford's getting drafted first round tomorrow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He is the troll king in the chat. Trust me, he does not care. He doesn't fall for peer pressure or none of it. Whatever he gonna say is what he gonna say. He don't care.
Hey, be lucky you ain't take that MSU Penn State basketball bet.
Oh,
I'm not a Penn State basketball fan.
Yeah, whatever. I do like Jalen Pickett. Man, I know it's not college basketball. I know it's college basketball, but I do like Jalen Pickett. He's tough.
He's tough.
He a Duke fan like me, so we don't. He don't care about Penn State.
Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. Duke is good. But for me, man, I just appreciate you guys for coming on the show. It's not, like I said, it's not the last time we're gonna talk about college football. Trent, we're gonna do what we can to get you on for baseball. There are a lot of news that are going on baseball. There have been some breaking news that actually just came up. I think there's a baseball player that just got signed for
Yankees side, Carlos Rodon.
Yeah. And Aaron Judge is back with the Yankees after we thought he was going to Houston. He back with the Yankees, man. So I think it's going to be a good baseball season. Hopefully we get you and Teddy on. Teddy's another guy that's in the chat who loves baseball. Trent, like me, is a Red Sox fan, so I will be glad to be on.
Ain't got much to talk about, so
we don't. And then the Yankees. Teddy's a Yankees fan, so that's a bitter rivalry right there. So look out for a baseball show that we'll be having soon.
Go Tigers!
But again, thank you guys for being on. Thank you guys for watching, for commenting, like, and subscribe again. Share this video. These videos, it will be separated for each topic. Will be separated and be individualized. So, like I said, thank you guys, and see you next time.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.